Hello everyone, I'm I Woodruff and with me today is Deb Holder. We're both staff from the School of Management at RMIT University. First up, we'd like to thank you for choosing RMIT for your studies, and we'd like to welcome you to the RMIT global community. In this short conversation, we're going to describe the course Introduction to Management, and we're going to pose a series of questions that you'll come back to as you progress through your studies in the course over the semester.
No matter which profession you're planning to enter, management will at some stage occupy a fair amount of your time and attention. So getting some of the fundamentals about management in place is a really clever thing to do. To be management literate, you need to work through a few issues. Firstly, we're going to build an understanding of what is managing, what are managers, and what is management. We're going to take a look at the ways in which management practice is evolving. We're going to look back and find out where did it start, where are we now, and what are the issues that are emerging for the future. Many of the big ideas that are in the history of management seem to have come largely from Europe and from North America, and they've been adopted around the world largely without any criticism at all, and some say without recognising that the European models and approaches of these big ideas are based on ideas that may not translate well in other cultures and regions.
So I guess that brings us to the present day. There are literally millions and millions of organisations providing services, making things for each other and for the public. What kinds of managers and management are evident in these organisations?
Is there only one best way to approach managing, and where's the evidence for that?
And what outcomes should managers in these organisations be striving to achieve?
Should we have differing management styles for the various categories of our business endeavours?
And importantly, what impact does the external environment have on management practice?
And if that's not a hard enough task, we've also got to keep an eye on emerging trends.
What changes are emerging that will demand managers' attention?
Well, clearly the natural environment is going to be a big change. Global warming, resource depletion, population density, food and water scarcity. These are big issues of today that are certainly going to shape our personal and our organisational decisions.
We'll explore sustainability as a discrete topic in the course, and we'll look at examples of best practice both for managers and management. But it's important that you, as the next generation of leaders, start to think about incorporating sustainability into your management practice and decision making.
Well, globalization is another business buzzword, isn't it? And to some extent we might argue that the adoption of essentially European business and management practices is an early example of globalization at work.
Well, now with the emergence of the Asian century, we're looking at a resurgence of Eastern ideas and practices in management, in a sense a move from West to East. So what does this mean for management practice? What do I need to take away as a message for my practice as a global manager?
Well, one aspect that we'll also tease out in the program is the values of good managers and the corporate ethics of the organisations that they manage. What informs your management decisions? Do you consider the impact of your decisions on less powerful groups in society, for example, or the natural environment?
And I suppose at a personal level, you need to ask, what are my personal values and do they align with the organisation? And I guess, in fact, do they actually need to align?
Yeah. Okay, so once we've rated our goodness factor, we're actually ready to move on then to consider how we should manage others in order to achieve our organisation's goals.
And if you think about the concept of managing others, I mean, we might call that human resource management. And we do cover that in the course, but clearly human resource management is a discipline in its own right. And if you find HR interesting, then you can, of course, as a student, take up a minor in human resource management to get a more detailed and deep description of that topic.
So if you go back to basics and you ask, what does my organisation make, or what does it do? You'll automatically start thinking about new practices, new products, new services. And this throws up two more business buzzwords, that of design and entrepreneurship. So let's start with design.
Well, RMIT calls itself a University of Technology and Design, and your Intro to Management textbook is subtitled People, Technology and Design. So what exactly do we mean by the concept of design? We'll look at this from multiple perspectives as we go through the course. It's not a discrete topic, but it touches onto a number of issues covered in the topics as we go through the course. And so you'll need to consider design as an important skill building element in your management practice.
Another topic we're going to explore briefly is that of entrepreneurship. You can take a whole degree on entrepreneurship here at RMIT. So clearly we're just going to take one small bite of this apple. But innovation is central to the entrepreneurship story and at the heart of new products and new services. And there's a kind of charisma afforded to the entrepreneurs that make it in the world and who turn people's dreams into reality. So how can organisations and their managers establish a culture that stimulates innovation? What is this thing called entrepreneurship and what personal and environmental factors are at play? We're going to start this conversation in our Intro to Management program.
And of course, most innovation is actually getting people to do things differently. Guiding people through change is an important management skill. So to round off this component of innovation and entrepreneurship, we'll look briefly at best practice in change management. So you see, over the semester, we were looking at a range of issues that are important for your success as a budding or emerging manager.
So make the most of your lectures. The course content on My RMIT, the course textbook, the teaching staff and most importantly, each other. The course is designed to expose you to the big ideas in management from both a theory and a practical point of view. But to get the most out of this learning, we suggest that you focus on a few key things. Come in with an open mind. Be prepared to question the ideas and to offer alternative views. This is critical thinking in practice and it will help you develop as a manager.
Theories have a very important place in management, but ultimately you're practicing as a manager, not theorising. So use this opportunity as a student at RMIT in a safe environment to try out techniques and approaches with your lecturers, with your fellow students, to hone your skills before you actually emerge into the field of management. Now, observation and awareness are important skills for managers. Start looking around at managers, at organisations and see what's going on, what are they doing, is it done well, are they effective, and what messages can you take from that observation for your own management practice.
So that's about it from us. We invite you to get on board, sit down, put your tray table up, buckle up and enjoy the ride.
And once again, welcome to RMIT.